Hello and welcome to the Mortal Kombat Minute, the podcast where we go through the 1995 film Mortal Kombat, one excruciatingly action-packed minute at a time. I'm Phil Kasper from philcasper.net.
I'm Spanish from the Game Fix podcast.
And we are on minute number 2. This minute starts with Chan making the first move in his duel against Shang Tsung, and the minute ends with a close-up of a victorious Shang Tsung.
Yeah, well, obviously, the first thing we see is Chan actually throwing the first punch. Well, in this case, the roundhouse kick.
This is actually just a really short fight. I mean, it lasts the entire minute, but It's over in about, I counted, it's over in about 10 moves.
Yeah.
Most of which is just Chan swiping at air.
Yeah, like, I mean, the first one he missed, the second one he blocked, the third one he blocked, but then the third one he also caught his arm.
Right.
And then he just pretty much continues to just backhand him.
Backhanded slap. Shang Tsung keeps backhand slaps like Chan over and over. That second block that Shang Tsung does, though, like he lets out this guttural roar. Yeah. And he has this look of disgust on his face. Like he's like just like it's almost like he's saying like just taunting and challenging Chan. Like, is this the best that you can do? Like
I agree with you 100%. That is exactly what I got out of it. Yeah. Because it was just like, whatever, come at me. But it was like, yeah, I think the best way to put it is like he was toying with him.
Right. Yeah. He's like he's like an angry Morpheus. Like, stop trying to hit me and hit me.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, he grabs his arm, twists it, kicks him in the foot, and puts him down on a knee. And he just pretty much beats the hell out of him. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. And Chan had no chance to even come back. He kind of gives him a half-ass roundhouse kick to the face.
Right. Yeah.
And puts him on his face, and then the stomp to the spine.
Yeah, the stomp to the spine. Yeah. Well, I mean, even before that, though, like Shang Tsung was going to even almost rip off his arm. It seemed like he was going to do some sort of brutality or fatality, until Chan yielded and said, no, please. Like, he was just begging at that point.
Right.
And then, the falling to the ground thing, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because this is this is a common shot coming through a lot of Mortal Kombat that we're going to see in later minutes, of people when they're defeated. This is just they're just either falling face down or just falling on their back, with a straight shot down to the ground and them occupying the frame, the fallen victim.
Oh yeah.
And even after all that punishment, though, Chan technically isn't dead yet, even after Shang Tsung stomps on his spine and breaks his back.
You hear that, because that's definitely a Mortal Kombat thing. You actually hear the cracking of the bones, or the cracking of the spine.
Mm-hmm.
That almost sounds a little graphic, and I apologize to all the kids listening. But I mean, this is the movie. This is how he goes. But when he does that stomp, it's we have a close up on Chan's face, just writhing in pain.
Right.
I think that's
writhing in pain. Yep. He's with his closed eyes, clenched teeth, and just yelling in pain. Mm-hmm. And
he knows he definitely injured him at that point.
Well, and something to note that I learned about whenever I was researching this minute and subsequent minutes was that yes, this is a PG-13 film, and in order for the producers to get that rating from the MPAA, they had to not show any on-screen deaths.
Oh, okay.
And they had to be really selective on the use of blood and stuff like that to not get more than a PG-13 rating. So that's why we don't see Chan actually dying here.
Right.
And I'll point that out in a few subsequent minutes later.
Yeah, it was almost like it was a given, because when he goes down, he ends up picking him up by his hair.
Right.
And then pretty much says, his soul is mine. Like he's claiming his soul because that's what Shang Tsung does. And I think from that very moment, I was like, oh, that's Shang Tsung. We all know now.
Oh yeah.
You know, especially if you know anything about Mortal Kombat.
I mean, I had an idea that it was Shang Tsung from the beginning, but like you weren't for sure. Like it could have been Shao Kahn or somebody.
Totally. Yeah.
But yeah, from the your brother's soul is mine.
Right. And then he proceeds to say, "You're next."
Yes.
And you're like, who?
Yeah.
Who?
Like, oh, who's he talking about? Is he talking to me? Because Shang Tsung's like pointing directly at the camera and saying that. When now if we go back a couple of seconds, when Chan screams out his brother's name, Liu.
Well, actually that actually happened right after he pointed and said like, "You're next," and then he yells, "Liu!" Yeah.
Well, whenever he shouts out Liu, I thought he said no. I didn't understand.
Oh.
Like I didn't understand that he was actually calling for his brother.
See, I went directly. I knew. I was like, okay, that's Liu Kang's brother.
Oh, okay.
And that's so funny because like that. But then again, when it comes to like the actual video game, I'm a little bit older than you, not by much, but like, I was a huge. I've owned every Mortal Kombat video game. Everyone. Okay. So like I'm a big Mortal Kombat guy. So like when it comes to that, when I heard the kid say, and I was a kid then too, like, but I knew the games as it was, and I was like, I instantly was like, that's got to be Liu Kang's brother. And then,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But well, little factoid, I guess, is that Liu Kang doesn't actually have a brother. Like the only like in the canon of the games, Liu Kang doesn't have a brother. He only has a brother with respect to this
at least that's, right. Like that's what. So, but when he said Liu,
oh yeah, you knew exactly who he was talking about.
I was like, okay, all right. Like what other character in Mortal Kombat's named Liu other than Liu Kang? You know, so
I just have like one more note on here for this minute. And it's about Chan, Stephen Ho in particular, the actor, because this is going to be a little while before we see him again. And so I just like whenever I was reading up on his bio, he actually does a lot more stunts, it looks like, than acting. He still does a few acting bits, but like one little tidbit of trivia, he played as a turtle fighting stunt double in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 and 3 as can you guess?
You mean like as a turtle?
At which turtle he was?
Wasn't he Donatello?
Yes, he was.
I thought so. Yeah, well, I'm a Donatello dude. Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember hearing something like that.
Yeah, so I just wanted to throw that little factoid in there.
That's great because like I didn't even think about that. You're right on with that. Nice.
I read it. I was like, oh, yeah, Spanish would like this. So
yeah. I think I do remember that. That's so funny. Like I totally forgot about it. But yeah, okay, cool.
Well, you're welcome, Spanish.
Yeah, I do very much appreciate.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here for your enjoyment.
Me and Donnie appreciate it.
Well, I mean, that's all I have for this minute. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I think the only thing that's left is it shows his face up close, at least at the end of our minute.
Actually, that starts at the next.
Oh, is that the very end? Okay, I was wondering. Well, it didn't. I think it showed his face, but he didn't turn.
Oh yeah, it shows his face, but it doesn't. No. Yeah, it doesn't turn.
So that's where we are until the next one. But I think we are both in agreement that at that point we're like, okay, he killed Chan.
Yep, Chan dead. All right.
Yeah, like it was almost like you didn't even need to show it. We were just like, we were all kind of on the understanding, like, okay, we got that. It's kind of set up the movie from there.
Press F to pay respects for Chan.
Yeah, poor Chan.
Poor Chan.
So yeah, that's good. Okay, let's. I can't wait till they get to hear the next episode. Oh my god.
Exactly. So yeah, thanks so much. Once again, I'm Phil Kasper.
I'm Spanish.
And we'll see you next time on the Mortal Kombat Minute.